Christos Anesti. Christ is risen. Can you believe that it's only been 1 week since Pascha? The interesting thing is that Bright Week, or Renewal Week, as it is also referred to as, symbolizes one day, beginning with last Sunday, the day of the resurrection. We think of the entire week as one special eighth day. We know that we only have 7 days of the week, right? So what do I mean? We believe that when Jesus comes again, time will not be counted as it is now. It will be special, even more than during Bright Week. Let's take a look now at the Gospel. The first half of the reading is exactly the same as what we read for Agape Vespers, which also reminds us that Bright Week is thought of as one special eighth day. Jesus greets the disciples, who are shut in a room, scared that they may get into trouble or hurt by the same people that crucified Jesus. These people were concerned that the disciples may steal Jesus' body and tell people he resurrected. They don't believe in him or in his resurrection. But we know better. The disciples, while hiding, were greeted by Jesus, expressing his peace. He said things that they would realize it was him, such as the Father has sent me, so I send you. He breathed on them, giving them the Holy Spirit. He remained on earth for 40 days, until his ascension, which we will celebrate in a few weeks. He appeared to his disciples 11 times after the resurrection, and this is the first. The second came 8 days later, which is also explained in the Gospel for today. There the disciples were, yet again, in hiding. This time Thomas was with them, and we remember today the special interaction between Thomas and Jesus. Thomas wanted to place his hands in Jesus' side, and on his hands where Jesus had been nailed to the cross. Some people say names about Thomas because he said he wouldn't believe unless he touched the marks on Jesus' body as proof that it was him. What if he never touched the marks? Would people have not really believed it was Jesus? It's possible. We are like those that Jesus talks about who are believers without seeing. Think about it though. Jesus rose from the dead, and instead of having his wounds made anew in the resurrection, he rose as with the marks of his crucifixion. This is a permanent mark that he carries as an eternal sign of his love and sacrifice for us. This is a detail that we must always remember. There are times that we get scars on our bodies and wounds in our hearts, and many times these marks never leave. Sometimes they are because we helped others. Sometimes we just got hurt in a situation. Our marks don't change who we are, and they don't mean that just because we have them, we too can't be transformed like Jesus. He was crucified in the flesh, but resurrected in the same flesh with the marks to prove that his body was his, just as it was before the resurrection, but perfected. We know that Jesus remains with us in our hearts and in one another. The whole world, all people, all creation has been forever changed by his third-day resurrection. We conclude the services during this time by saying glory to his third-day resurrection, and we respond, we worship his third-day resurrection. Alithos Anesti, truly the Lord has risen. Have a nice week, everyone.